Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's January 26th of 2023. I just noticed that there was an update to Windows 11. By the way, did you see I forget what the date is. I forget. I think it's on CNN, so I may find it. Anyway, they're going to stop selling Microsoft's are going to stop selling Windows 10. I think this year or something. I'll check, or you may check, and you can post below in the comment. Anyway, I just noticed that there was a Windows update, and it's KB4023057. But as soon as I, clicked on it, bang! It was, it's like I rebooted, and there was then a couple of other short files that were automatically inserted. So let's see if we can find out what we got. What did we get? And we're going to go onto the internet and look for Windows 11 22 H2 and KB 402 3057. See if we can figure out what that is. Okay, great. Because sometimes I get the notice so early that I go and look for you there's nothing on it yet, but they do have something. So this may have been released. It says, by the way, down here, release channel is available. So, well, let's see what this is. Okay. This update includes reliability improvements to Windows Update service components and all editions of Windows 10, and then they go through a whole, Windows 11, Windows 21H2, 22H2. So whatever these little things are, they're going out to every version of Windows. Notes. For feature update information for Windows 10 version, and then it goes through. This update may request your device to stay a week longer to enable installation of updates. Well, that sure didn't happen with my case. It was very quick. Important information about devices that have low disk space. When Windows feature update is available for your device, you may see a message on the Windows Update setting page or elsewhere that asks you to free up disk space by removing files or applications that do not use regularly. Now, that's a pain when that happens. Microsoft support notification. This update may display a notification on devices that are running low on space. Okay, so disk cleanup. How to get this update. Okay. Release channel, Windows Update and Microsoft Update. Yes, it's available. Microsoft Update Catalog. Yes, it's available. Windows Server Update Services. Not available. File information. File information and file information. I think that is it. I will put the link to this, and I'll put, of course, the Windows 11 22H2, and then the update KB4023057, so you can do some searching of your own. I updated. I had a 2 hours ago. I did a update. There's some talking in it. I mean, some storytelling or whatever that I do, then rambling or whatever. The video is 36 minutes long, and it says the title is Story Time from HNBBS, and that I talk about welding and hospital shootings and other things. So you're lucky. 36 minutes is nothing. I could spend 36 minutes talking about one incident. Let's see. Oh, I think also for the first time in a long time, I got, I think, $21 or $22 from YouTube or Google or whatever. So there's been several months that I haven't received, anything. So it would it'd help if you would use my link and go to Amazon. And when you purchase something, that I'll get a small commission. I would like a big commission. And actually, let's see. It was 30 degrees this morning here, but what's the temperature? Oh, it doesn't say. No voice. 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny. High will be a 55, low of 34. And I wonder why this Google, is this a Google thing that I'm using? I wonder why it doesn't reply with a voice. About this weekend, what about tomorrow? What does it feel like outside? Surely there'd be a voice for that, wouldn't there? No. You're not Alexa. I'm back using my Pixel 4a. It's looking good since I took it out of the box and gave it a new life here and got rid of that. I need to see the eye doctor, I think. When you have diabetes, I think you're supposed to see the eye doctor, I think once a year, I believe. So what else is going? Well, let's go to, I think this is the time most of you probably bail out. Let's go see what's going on in the world. CNN. Charges will be announced today in the Nicholas case. Russia unleashes strike against the U.S. and Germany after the U.S. and Germany decides to send tanks. China's northernmost city just saw its coldest day ever. I think I saw yesterday that Alaska had the warmest day or something that it's had in the in the wintertime or whatever. FBI has seized websites used by the notorious ransomware gang. Scammers posed as tech support to hack employees at 2 U.S. agencies last year. My God, how can we, if if the government can't protect themselves from, how can we? Man engages in a gunfight with a police helicopter. That's interesting. Wow. It'd be, of course, we don't want to make our police, we don't want to, they already have, but we don't want to set the police up with, high-tech weapon. I mean, well, give them, what they need in high-tech weapons, but not, what I was going to say was, too bad the helicopter didn't have something like, what are those tremendous, I think the Army flies them. Is it the Army that flies those? Is it the Warthog? Or the one that it just fires massive
Good morning,
powers?
everyone.
What happened on Capitol Hill last week? Those are migrants sleeping on the street of El Paso.
It is being called Brazil's January 6th.
CNN This Morning, weekdays at 6 Eastern.
A bizarre story out of Michigan. State police there have fatally shot a man after he allegedly shined a laser at a police helicopter. This happened in Detroit on Tuesday night.
Wow.
Trooper 2 was on patrol over this neighborhood here when they started getting a laser light that was shining into the cockpit from one of the homes on Terry Street.
Police say as they searched for the location of the laser, the man emerged from the home and engaged in a gunfight with the officers in the chopper and on the ground. He allegedly fired multiple shots. He was killed when police returned fire, and officials say they also discovered a cache of weapons and ammunition inside of his home.
Okay, I thought they were killing somebody for a laser, but lasers are dangerous, and the police do, for temporarily blinding a, the pilot or something. So they are dangerous. But I thought that it was going to be, that they. I worked for a short time at a home for retarded. I don't think I'm supposed to say retarded, but retarded kids. And I took them out in the yard at night. I had a flashlight, of course, with me for, protection and in case something came up that I needed it for or whatever. So I told one of the kids, you can in a helicopter come over, and he was shining the light, and the helicopter changed its path and came. And of course, it wasn't a laser or anything. Give me that back, and I turned it off. I told that story about that place. I don't know where it is, but I talked about it. They had 2 contract security officers, so it was a part-time job for me. In the evening and at night, and then in the morning during the daytime there was no security. And I was, telling the wife, I'm not going to go through a big, long, let's see how much time. I'm going to make this real short and not go into all the details. But I'd go home and I'd tell the wife, I don't understand what something's wrong there, Because there was a lady, and I think she had a PhD, as I think what she had. And she'd come in, and like one time, the kids, second floor, there was kids or one, smashed a window out. It was wintertime. So when I made my rounds, I went up there and got cardboard and stuff and covered it up so the kid wouldn't freeze, And then in the morning when she came in, the lady that ran the whole place, I said, the kid in such and such a bed up there smashed the window out, and I went up and cardboarded it up, and everything's okay right now. And she said, I don't care, and I don't want to hear about it. I don't want even to hear when there's blood coming down the stairs. I went up and told the wife, what is it, And what was some of the other, for Halloween. I mean, these kids, most of them looked perfectly, well, like one boy, I'd say he might have been like 12 or something like that. He came to the desk, you know, we had in the lobby. And he came to the desk and talked to me a little bit and everything. And then he said, they won't let me call my mother. And I said, well, you know, there's a phone here, you know. And he looked perfectly, you know, he acted to me, you know, maybe we were so much alike, you know, or something. Oh, you're not getting my hand signals here, you know. You know, we were, you know, and I said, there's the phone, you know, and he didn't know how to dial a phone. I forget if it was, you know, the rotary type. I think at that point it was the push button type. But then I knew, you know, well, of course I knew he was there because he was in that category or whatever. But then another thing that made me go home and tell the wife, something's wrong with this place. I don't understand what it is. They had a Halloween party and everything for all these kids, and they had a room down at the end that, you know, had a like a patio, you know, on the other side, you know, glass and then patio on the other side. So they made that the scary room or whatever. And then, okay, now these are kids that have developmental problems or whatever, I don't know, whatever they call this and all that kind of, you know, whatever. And so then they ran these kids, you know, they sent them through, you know, a few at a time, of course, into the scary room where they held their meetings that they had, where, you know, the kids are all in there, and then I don't know what they did, you know, as far as counseling or whatever. So I'm at the, you know, the front desk there, you know, and the kids are going out on that patio thing, exiting, crying and screaming. And then they come all the way around, and they come to my desk, and they're crying and, you know, screaming or whatever, scared to death and all that kind of stuff. So I went around to the outside of, you know, the door there, not into their scary place or their conference, although they weren't doing, you know, whatever. And so when the kids came out, I was there to say, everything's okay, you know, that type of stuff. I went home and told the wife, you know, what's wrong? Why would you do that to, you know, any kids, to make them scream and cry like, and we, by the way, we had 4 kids, you know. And it was shortly after that I got a call from the security company. You don't need to go in. We're stopping the coverage at such and such a place. And so you don't go in tonight or ever, you know, because they haven't been paying their bill. Security, you know, they haven't been paying their security bill. And then it was either the same day or a couple of days later on the local news. It said that such and such a place had been shut down for, and then they mentioned several things. They didn't mention not paying the security bill, but they mentioned several things. And I can't remember. I remember one was mixing well, he was big. And he did, I think they're called isometics or whatever, where you push against, you know, there were certain things like that you see on the news or that's covered, you know, what he was doing, this isometrics, where you push against something or whatever. He was big and he was strong and kind of scary. Anyway, they said one of the things that, you know, you don't do is mix a person, you know, who has mental illness with a person who has, I don't know if they would say back then, if they could say retardation or whatever. And I thought, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And then there was a couple other things. And anyway, they shut the place down. Anyway, thank you for watching.